Ilkay Gundogan is one of the most underrated midfielders in the last decade. At Man City, he was the captain and the metronome for years, and with him, Barcelona have gotten one of the best midfielders in the world. In his first months, he has shown why he's considered to be that good, and he's honestly been huge for Barcelona. But why has he fitted in that well? And why is he so important for Barcelona? Well, that's what we'll discuss in this video, so make sure to stay tuned. So, what is the special thing about Gundogan that makes him that important? Well, he's very versatile. He's the kind of midfielder who can be press resistant and dribble out under pressure. His reading of the game is very good and he can slow down and speed up the play when he has to. His vision is great and he can play any pass he sees. He can make runs into the box and finish off crosses as well. He can recover the ball. He can single-handedly create chances by moving forward with the ball. He can shoot from distance. His package of qualities seems to be endless. He can both dictate the play by distributing passes from deep in midfield, and he can be the attacking midfielder who's got the duty to go forwards and finish off opportunities. That's what's special about him, and that's been a huge asset for Barcelona thus far. Up till now in La Liga, there's only been one game in which he didn't start. That's how important it's been. That's also due to injuries from the likes of Pedri and Frenkie de Jong, but it does show you his importance. Last season, Barcelona didn't have a midfielder like him who's both world-class experienced and who's that versatile. He's played in several roles. The question is, where is he at his best? Well, at the start of the season, he played in the role that Pedri usually plays in. He was the attacking interior, the one who needs to create chances in attack and who needs to make runs forward inside of the box and to link up with the attackers. That's a role that he's definitely great in, but it might not be his very best role. Later in the season, Xavi started to deploy him in defensive midfields. There, he is a great option as well, because as a lone pivot he is disciplined enough to stick to his position in order to remain organized, he is good at recovering balls, and he can distribute the play from deep in midfields. It's against Real Madrid in El Clasico though that we actually saw Gundogan play in the role that might suit him best. Together with Xavi in a double pivot, he dominated the midfield, and Kroos, Tchouaméni and Bellingham were nowhere to be seen for a long while. Why did that work so well? Well, in this double pivot, you had Xavi, who won back balls for Barcelona and never lost it under pressure, and Gundogan being responsible for distributing the play from deep in midfield, and orchestrating the possession for Barcelona really. They complement each other very well, which the stats show you too. In La Liga this far, Xavi averages 61.9 touches per game, Gundogan 73.7, Xavi averages 1 key pass per game, Gundogan 1.9, Gundogan's number of expected assists is 2.41, that of Xavi 1.37, and this shows you that Gundogan is clearly the better orchestrator and creator. And with Xavi alone in that pivot role, you would be less able to really create and dominate the play from deep in midfield. You would need Gundogan to play in that pivot as well. On the other hand, Xavi averages 0.7 interceptions per game, Gundogan only 0.4, Xavi averages 3.2 tackles per game and Gundogan 0.5 tackles per game. Xavi is better at recovering balls. So if you would play Gundogan as a lone pivot, you would have a harder time regaining possession and you would be more prone to counterattacks. That is why the double pivot is a great idea. And Gundogan might not always play with Frenkie de Jong being back, because that deep creator position fits Frenkie de Jong like a glove too. But in that case, you can still play Gundogan as the more advanced midfielder to go and create opportunities and to make runs forwards. Gundogan is really an all-round player, and he has single-handedly made Barcelona's midfield better this season. Last season, they might have selected someone who was this valuable, and just imagine Barcelona didn't sign Gundogan. With all of those injuries, the quality of our midfield would have drastically gone down. That's not been the case. We still had a world-class midfield, primarily because of Gundogan. The options he gives Xavi, his general quality, that's what he's transformed Barcelona with. On the pitch, he's been really key for the Blaugrana. But he's not only been key on the pitch, he's also the kind of player that Barcelona needed off the pitch. At Man City, Gundogan played under Guardiola for years, in a team that was always aiming for the very highest. Now, Man City isn't as big as Barcelona, but in these last years, their mentality might have been more Barça than that of Barça themselves. Barcelona are supposed to always want to be the best, to always win and to do so by playing in their way. By getting Gundogan to Barcelona, there is now someone in that dressing room who's got that desire to always win. And that is something that's important for a lot of players in this team. A lot of them, Frenkie de Jong, Pedri, Xavi, Araujo, they've all come into a Barcelona team that wasn't at its best anymore. They've come in a time where the smallest things were celebrated, where just competing again against the very best was celebrated. And that was only logical given from where Barcelona have come. Against Real Madrid in the Supercopa in the 2021-2022 season, for example, Barcelona lost 2-3, but they were the better team and played well, and that was in itself almost celebrated like a win. That's the mentality that players like Xavi and Pedri have been brought up with in the first team. Now though, now that Barcelona are world class again on paper, that's not the right mentality to have anymore. They need to want to only accept victory, preferably in the Barcelona way. In order to get there, you need players who can bring that and who you can learn from. That's exactly where Gundogan comes in. He can change Barcelona's mentality for the better. And that's crucial if Barcelona want to win big games and if they ever want to win the Champions League again. In the dressing room, Gundogan can be a big influence for Barcelona. And if you consider the effect he's had on the pitch as well, it's fair to say that getting him on a free transfer was a huge bargain. That was it for today's video. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed it, and feel free to share your own opinion in the comments down below. Força Barça, Força Gundogan, and have a good day.